Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about Strand 6, Family and Community, which is the shortest chapter, but most likely one of the most critical to make sure that dual language programs are sustainable and effective. So the Family and Community strand divides their discussion into effective practices, and then they discuss challenges and barriers, as well as how to overcome those. So in terms of effective practices for family and community engagement, you really want to look at a variety of different ways that you can engage families, not just give them information, but engage them as partners and allies in the process of the education for their students, but also to provide services for them so that they're engaged as actual community members and part of the school. And so that starts with valuing their home knowledge and experiences and drawing on those as an asset for your programs. It also includes figuring out ways to develop culturally and linguistically appropriate practices that will allow the community members to feel like one of the team, while also allowing you and your colleagues to learn from them. Something that has also been demonstrated to be super effective is having programming not only for students, right? So the dual language classrooms, but also opportunities for parents to take advantage of opportunities for learning. Maybe it could be English classes or vocational classes, or opportunities for them to maybe be employed. And another important aspect is making sure that the communication between the schools and the families is easy to understand. It's flexible. If there are events, the family's schedule need to be taken into consideration, and many other factors that don't seem apparent when you're dealing with families from a mainstream English-speaking group. So another way to look at resources to support students is to utilize those family relationships and get them involved in some sort of maybe advisory capacity, making sure that they have a voice in programming curriculum, whatever aspect of the dual language program you have. It's imperative to make sure that parents have that opportunity to be a part of an official group, so that you can get sincere feedback from them. When delivering information, it is very important that the information, especially about dual language programs and testing and all of that, is easy to understand. When there are orientations that are held to provide certain pockets of information, that they happen in ways that are convenient for parents and community members to attend. There needs to be support for multilingual families based on a key person in the district. So somebody that can be that liaison between families and the school. That takes a lot of different roles, but it can be an administrator, it can be a teacher, it can be a home visitor, depending on what your particular context allows. As well as looking at how to engage families for educational support that teachers can then use in their classroom, whether that's providing workshops for families on how to help students with homework, be home visits, so that you get to know the families as partners and then draw on their funds of knowledge in classroom instruction. Again, there are many ways that type of approach can manifest. And finally, the book talks about different barriers and challenges and suggests ways to overcome them. Obviously, not just saying we have a parent advisory council, but making those opportunities accessible, whether that's around scheduling issues that families have with the work or family obligations, or using technology so that families don't have to leave their house to come. They can do it via Zoom. Anyways, you can be very creative in the way that you make those avenues very accessible. Again, offering opportunities for them to understand the components of a dual language program, the testing, the instruction, making sure that they know the trends in terms of language acquisition and the way that they can expect different academic progress to develop over the grade span of the program. Looking at how to not just engage the families from the dual language program, but also being able to offer services or communication to all families within the district so that they don't feel marginalized as well. And one of the most important is making sure that the families feel welcomed, and whether that's at the district level or school or classroom level, that they feel like they are an active partner and can go in and engage with the staff and faculty at all those levels. So to evaluate how well you are doing with your family engagement, the Guiding Principles book offers 3 broad principles, right? So looking at the infrastructure for how those relationships are developed, looking at promoting advocacy through engagement activities that align with the dual language program, and that can also be connected to that 4th pillar we discussed last week on critical consciousness. And then looking at how to really partner in a true sense with families as allies, and not just to support their kids in their homework, but to help make decisions that impact academic progress and language progress. And so once you have all of those in a line, then you can start to see where your unique context needs further support. And that's the neat part about it, is every community is different. And so if you start from these general principles, you can really dig deep into what your context requires.